Logos Hope spent 2017 in the Caribbean islands. The book ship was back where she's known and loved after an absence of 7 years. Welcoming the 6 millionth visitor to our book fair in Guyana was a landmark beginning to our journey through 15 countries. We were privileged to be in spectacular surroundings and feel the warmth of each island's hospitality as we shared knowledge, help and hope with over 700,000 people in a total of 19 port calls. Logos Hope's motto for the year, in partnership with Operation Mobilisation in the Caribbean, was bringing hope from shore to shore. On each island we visited, outreaches and events were tailored to local communities and designed to make a difference. By investing time, showing love, meeting practical needs, strengthening others in their faith, and inspiring Christians to step out to serve God and churches to step up and support mission. This region has one of the highest literacy rates in the world, and over we encountered excitement about education through reading. People even showed us the books they'd bought on board our sister ships and still treasured decades later. And of course, they were eager to buy more, even waiting in queues up to 5 hours long to visit our book fair. In 2017, the book ship sold 1.3 million books, almost 500,000 of which were Christian-themed, including 100,000 Bibles. We also put more than 600,000 free books and portions of scripture into the hands of Caribbean men, women and children. But we wanted to be known as more than the book ship. 60,000 people came to our on-board events. Logos Hope was a platform to come alongside churches and build relationships with local believers. In pastors and leaders conferences and youth events, islanders were introduced to OM Caribbean's vision to encourage 200 people from these shores to share the hope they have in parts of the world least reached with the gospel.
We journeyed with people at a different level, deeper level, where there was significant responses to that. And people saw in themselves that the warmth of the Caribbean need not only stay in the Caribbean, that it could go beyond that.
And over the year, we saw the first of these newly motivated volunteers from the Caribbean join the ship to serve alongside us with fresh enthusiasm.
Pretty awesome. Super awesome. There is that. To find ways that God can use you. For me, being here is what I call a faith-building trip. It has stirred up something for mission. In the local churches, they're saying that we need to get beyond our walls and go more in the community. We need to spend more time praying for the missionaries. If we are unable to send, we can either pray or even support a missionary.
We were also able to be Jesus' hands and feet in struggling communities. Our maintenance team rebuilt a house for a disabled woman in Jamaica, while 150 volunteers travelled from Antigua to the devastated island of Barbuda, where people needed help picking up the pieces after Hurricane Irma. Logos Hope supplied willing volunteers to work alongside the Christian relief organisation Samaritan's Purse. Just listening to and praying with people who had lost everything showed Barbudans that people from all over the world, the international family of God, cared. There was change at the top of the ship ministry as our director moved on shore to become our chief executive officer, and we welcomed Pilhoon Park and his family to Logos Hope. Former crew members, they've returned to lead the community which so inspired them.
I spent 7 years on different ships. So actually ship ministry impacted my entire life for me to stay in missions. So I really appreciate what the ship ministry has done in my life. That's why I came back to, in a sense, pay back the blessing to the people on board. My highlight was a visit to Haiti. I just was amazed by how God used the ship in a special way.
Our visit to Haiti was the first for an OM ship in 30 years. With the nation having suffered much since then through earthquake, hurricane, flooding and disease, Logos Hope arrived loaded up with supplies to give assistance to orphanages and a school. From a children's play area to a covered kitchen, water pipes and solar power, we made a difference to living conditions and made precious connections. Across 2017, the ship's help ministries blessed 4,000 people with new reading glasses, provided 1,000 communities with clean water filters, as well as donating 11 sewing machines and 30 solar panels for special projects. The ship received visits from 2 best-selling authors who support our literature ministry. Randy Alcorn and Philip Yancey each spent a few days on board and blessed us with motivational talks. So what results can we see from our year in the Caribbean?
We had hundreds of people come on board and they stopped by our stand in the OM corner on the Deck 4 Experience Deck, and over 600 people inquired about joining OM. We now have 12 new people from the Caribbean who are serving on the ship, and they joined in the last intake, and we also have 3 who already served in the 3-month program. So we know that more people from the Caribbean are praying for missionaries, and we know that more will come into missions in the years to come.
It's been a great year of partnership in the gospel, and we extend our thanks to all who pray for and support the ship ministry financially. We invite you to pray on for fruit from our Caribbean visit and also for our new venture to mobilise Latin Americans into mission.
This is God's heart, that many others would know the hope that we know and be a part of this family. And I think the potential in Latin America is overwhelming.
The Latins are waiting for the ship to come. The ones that were talking to me says, Lawrence, it's been too long since the last ship visit. I was in Latin America for the ship's visit for 14 years, and I've seen the impact of the ship's ministry in the whole continent.
It's OM's and Logos Hope's joint vision to see 2,000 Latinos being sent to least reached parts of the world over the next decade.
I am certainly very excited to see the ship really help launch people in unprecedented ways into communities that desperately need to hear this message of hope.
Do you share this hope? Will you partner with us on our journey in 2018?